What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it. Okay, here we are on the 21st of February, sitting here at about $2.65. XRP with a red day yesterday, about almost 2% to the downside, but not too much. We were looking for immediate continuation off of this last candle, right? This bullish engulfing candle. We wanted immediate continuation to help validate that we are still in the middle of this breakout phase, but maybe we're not. Maybe we're just consolidating still, and then after we're done consolidating, we will break out again and go to that next level, which is something probably above $3, right? And I assume that, if not by the end of this week, certainly sometime next week, definitely by the end of the month, we will be above $3. I'm actually anticipating that by the end of the month we'll be at new all-time highs entirely. Maybe you're above like 340 or 360 or higher than that, who knows, but something at new all-time highs. The end of the month is over here on this like little shaded line. You can see it like in the background, these shaded lines. That's the beginning of the month of March right there. So I think by the end of this month we absolutely could see new all-time highs, but in the meantime maybe we pull back. It's okay that we didn't get immediate continuation yesterday. That's fine. What we don't want to see today is something that pulls back and eats up that whole bullish engulfing candle. It's okay if you pull back and you find support at the closing points, the opening points of these candles. I don't want to see you get below the wicking points here. Okay, so continue this higher low trend. It'd be preferred, I suppose, if you didn't go down at all and you just went up. In fact, let's look at that. Let's see on the 15-minute time frame what things look like. 15-minute RSI, rather suggestive that you go lower. Rather suggestive that you go lower, but you could bounce here. You definitely could. I would think you go lower, personally. Not too much lower. Nothing crazy. 1 hour time frame, yeah, I would suggest a little bit lower as well. But again, not too much. I think, I don't know. Let's see. From a low to a high, how low would you go? Yeah, not too much lower at all. I think 260. You're at 265, man. We're talking about like 263. Yeah, 2 cents lower. That's as low as you're gonna go. Maybe 260 at the most, but I don't think that's gonna happen even. What about 4 cents? 4 cents here, finding support at the 50 area. Yeah, that's fine. Did I say 4 cents? I meant the 4 hour. I'm sorry. What about the 4 hour? Finding support at the 50 area here on the 4 hour. 1 hour left in the 4 hour. I don't think you move down lower in this next hour. I bet by the time most of you watch the video, in fact, it's probably back up around, not too much higher, but like at 280. No, sorry, 268. You're at 265. Maybe it's up around like 268, something like that. But I think not this 4 hour candle, but the next 4 hour candle, that'll be the one that you touch this 382 area, you find support, and then maybe by the end of the day you're coming back up, and then going into tomorrow, going into the end of the week, we can expect to see prices that are around, if not above, this high. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. If not, then this bounce will be less robust. Maybe you consolidate for the end of the week, and then going into next week you start to move up, something like that. Either way, you're going to go above these highs. When you do go above these highs, the target area that we're thinking, let's just see here, because we're at 265 now. Hold on, let's look at the all-time history. Weekly RSI looks good, bouncing off the 60, that looks good. Yeah, and I think this week has a real solid chance of closing green as well, so that would look nice. Monthly time frame, very overbought, man. It's crazy. XRP is still overbought, but that's okay. It can be overbought, man. There's no rule that says you can only be overbought for 2 months and then you have to come back out of it. You could be overbought for 18 months or 18 years. I don't know. That would be pretty crazy if you were, but no rules against it. I actually think because of where XRP is right now, 7 days, 21 hours left, man, it would probably be better for this chart if the month did close red, but I don't think you will. So what I'm thinking this means is that you still have more to go, right? You're going to see stronger readings going into the month of March, which means you're probably going to see a rather explosive move, but then you're going to be due for a rather long consolidation phase because you're probably going to have to consolidate until you get back down to the overbought zone, right? Something like this where you get to it or just below it, and then for the end of the cycle you'll probably run up again. So I love XRP. I think it's going to do well. I like the XRP army. I hope you guys are, don't hate me for what I'm about to say next, but I think, as is very common in the way of XRP, right, it's going to be exciting for a very short amount of time, and then it will be boring for a very long amount of time. And then when it comes to the end of the year, the final rally of this finale, I think it'll be very explosive again. It'll be very exciting, right? Just like this here with this cycle, you blew up. It was 1, 2, 3 months of glorious, phenomenal upside, and then you consolidated for about 7 months there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the seventh month, you broke out. On the first month here, I mean, it could have been longer than 7 months, because from here to there, that's a 7 month difference there. I hate being sick, but man, I'm coming over. I'm getting over it. All I'm trying to say is, when you make this next move, because of how overbought you are, and again, I was saying there's no rule that says you have to come out of the overbought zone. But again, it would be crazy to me. It's not something that I would call for. It's not my 2025 bingo card, right? As people would say, that XRP would be overbought for a course of 15 months in a row. Or if the cycle ends in November, still that would be like 12 to 13 months in a row. That would not be my bingo card. So I think that this next run up, you're going to be very, especially if this month of February closes green and not red, you won't have this downward point at all. It'll actually be pointed upwards, and you can only go to the 100 area. You can't go above 100, right? You can only go to that. So as you get closer to this, you are getting closer to a relatively significant area of resistance, right? Whenever you got there, you got very close this time, very explosive move, but that that kind of behavior demands a lot of consolidation, a lot of boring times. So what I'm saying is, this next move, however high it goes, it's probably going to be your last move for this first half of the year, and you won't begin seeing price exploration again until the finale phase of the cycle, which we're expecting to happen sometime between, I mean, probably the finale phase. We're in it right now, to be completely fair. But when I say the finale phase, I just mean like the last 3 months of the cycle, which we wouldn't expect to happen until, end of the year, late Q3, Q4, stuff like that. Maybe even going into 2026, but I doubt it. Where do I think you're going to be by the end of this next move? Let's look at it in a few different ways, okay? Where are you going to be before you consolidate for a while, and then you're going to be boring for months probably. From a high to a low, your minimum target is 837. Your maximum target is 1356. I know it sounds crazy, but yes, I mean that. I think your next move is going to happen by the end of March, if not the middle of April. We could just say by the end of April at this point, I suppose. End of March, end of April. But I'm thinking that it'll happen fast. So probably end of March, beginning of April, if I really had to guess. Again, March is coming upon. It's happening very soon. It's right upon us right now. When March starts, we're not going to be up here. It's when March finishes that we'll be up here. Okay, so we've got a whole month to go, whole month and a week to go. But I think something around 1356 to $8.36 makes sense to me. Okay, if you're consolidating here for months of this year, for like half this year, a quarter of this year, something in that range, or more than that even, who knows how long it takes. Whenever it comes time to breaking out, I would think that you probably you have a really solid chance, for one, to stop at the 1618. But if you're consolidating for this long right here, and maybe you pull back a little bit more too, who's to say that you have to consolidate right here? I would think you stand a chance at seeing higher targets. Okay, $67 would be your next fib target, and I don't think that that's where you would go. That's pretty damn intense. XRP would be a very dominant crypto in the market, and I mean it could, but I very much doubt it. I would think probably something around $40, $43 would be the maximum potential. So you're either going to stop just below $30, or you're going to stop just above $40, but somewhere in that area by the end of the cycle. Again, you'll consolidate somewhere between about 8 to 13, 837 to 1350, somewhere in that range. I'm thinking around $11 personally. You'll consolidate there, maybe bouncing between these areas for a quarter of a year, a half a year or so, and then end of cycle for the last month or the last 2 months, you will have your blow off top, which will extend you to about anything from just below 30 to just above $40. I got nothing else for you. If you want to hit that like button, that'd be appreciated. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. It all starts here, man. It all starts here. And whenever you know that things get going, whenever you can be excited about these new all-time highs, is whenever XRP breaks above, I would say when it breaks above about $3.16. You get above $3.16, you can look forward to prices that are more than double that in a very, very short amount of time, okay? Until then, you're just moving up to the upside. Until then, you're in this consolidation phase, waiting for the breakout. It will come. I don't expect that you go too much lower than you are now. In fact, I think it'd be a really nice look to bounce right here because you're bouncing off your golden ratio. But even if you do go lower, it's fine. You've got your higher lows. Just don't take out these higher lows, and then we won't have to make a video with a totally different discussion, okay? So hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Thank you all for being here.